WVII Bangor.
From the Great Northwoods to the Rockbound Coast and streaming live in HD worldwide at foxbangor.com. More people choose Good Morning Maine.
Today on Good Morning Maine, a CMP crew and neighbors came to the rescue of a woman in Richmond after a fire sparked in her home. Plus, Maine teachers came together to discuss financial literary education at the Augusta Civic Center. And there's a new type of campground in Tremont, ready to host guests for the summer. We'll take a tour, and this and more right now. Good morning. Welcome into Good Morning Maine. I'm Joe Cortez. Thanks for tuning in. It is Friday, the best day of the week, outside of Sunday when you don't really have to do a whole lot. That rain has moved in and has come and gone. Let's see what the weekend's going to look like with meteorologist Devin Biggs. Devin, good morning.
Alrighty, thank you very much. Happy Friday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Card Enterprises. At Card Enterprises, we specialize in affordable quality vehicles. Financing is available, and we have a full service department. We are the home with the unlimited mileage warranty. Alrighty, so a little bit of patchy fog concerns that we're keeping an eye on this morning. It's mainly outside our viewing area, but outside these observations, we're noticing some of these areas, seeing some reduced visibility. So please be notified of that. It's going to be very patchy in nature, while other areas may be clear. Other areas may be noticing some fog. On top of that, though, we have a new small craft advisory that was just issued this morning, running through 11 o'clock in the morning on Saturday because of gusty winds that we'll be watching for. With our next area of low pressure that will begin to move in, and something will expire around 8 to 9 a.m. in the morning as we head towards your Saturday. Otherwise, though, we did have rain moving through recently. A lot of that's getting out of here, though. We'll be under a mostly cloudy sky for a while today, but decreasing clouds expected later on as we do get this area of low pressure that will begin to track off from the southwest going toward the north and east. We'll catch a little bit of a break, but a little bit more precipitation and fog will soon be on the way. As for the rest of today, again, we'll be seeing decreasing clouds, but more fog and clouds possibly on the way, and eventually some more rain that will soon be in the forecast. As for the wind, though, it's going to be picking up again, getting up to around 15 miles per hour in a few spots as we get towards Saturday morning. This is why the small craft advisory is in effect. So our early forecast moving forward for the rest of the morning period. Cloudy skies, maybe a few sprinkles early on. Temperatures in the lower 60s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up.
Devin, thank you. First up this morning, 3 people have been indicted in connection with 2 homicides in Washington County. 36-year-old Darren Laney Jr. was indicted for murder. Back in March, Maine State Police responded to a stabbing incident on Sunshine Lane in Big Lake Township. They found 62-year-old Darren Laney Sr. dead at his home. A neighbor said both men lived together there for almost 20 years. And the grand jury also indicted 38-year-old Donald Dana and 38-year-old Kaylee Brackett for murder. Both Dana and Brackett are from Perry. They are accused of killing 43-year-old Kimberly Neptune inside her apartment back on April 21st. Republican candidates stopped by Dysart's on Broadway for a campaign event with residents from the area. Both candidates are looking to take back their previously held seats. Paul LePage is running against Governor Mills, while Bruce Poliquin is looking to unseat Democratic Representative Jared Golden. Both spoke about changes they would make right away if they were elected.
Suspend the fuel tax, suspend the tolls. That would add an awful lot of money into the economy, lower the cost of food.
We're going to reopen our supplies of natural gas and oil and gasoline and diesel that's refined and lower the price.
Bruce Poliquin will face off against Liz Caruso on primary night for the Republican nomination. Former Governor Paul LePage has no Republican challenger. The primary election will take place on June 14th. The infestations of ticks contribute to a record-high death rate for young moose tracked by Maine wildlife managers. Last winter, the Maine Department of Inland Fisheries Wildlife collared 70 moose calves in remote parts of the state, and 60 of them had died by the beginning of May. The 86% mortality rate was the highest since the agency started the tracking survey. Lee Cantor, a moose biologist with the Wildlife Department, said the winter ticks are to blame. The ticks are a worsening problem in the areas of the northern United States and southern Canada that moose like to call home. Well, a dramatic fire rescue in Richmond. A CMP crew and neighbors had to coax a woman out of the window and onto a ladder in the only room that hadn't caught fire yet. Brad Rogers spoke with the CMP workers who were behind the rescue.
These CMP linemen were wrapping up their day in Richmond when they smelled something burning and saw smoke.
It was coming from the distance right there, just huge black pillow of smoke.
They followed the smoke to this lakefront home on fire.
We got down there, the flames were blowing out of the windows and onto the deck.
I yelled, "Is anyone there?" And then the son was there and he's come over here, and he's in the corner of the house.
Lineman Jeff Dyer Jr., Adam Dewan, and Carl Urquhart helped him down off the roof. Then the rescue got more intense.
He said, my mother, she's still in there. And he grabbed that ladder, I grabbed the other end, and we ran around.
We see his mother in the second-story window, and the woman is in sheer panic. I mean, the flame is directly under her. We're trying to get her on the ladder. The son's up the ladder trying to save her.
With flames shooting out the window and the floor below, they rushed to save her.
So we knew that she probably didn't have much time. She struggled to transition from the window to the roof and then to the ladder.
Neighbor Martin Noss says she started to climb down in bare feet.
Flames were literally encircling her feet at that point. And then she just kind of slipped, and the CMP guys were right at the bottom.
She ended up falling down the ladder a good 20 feet, and luckily Adam, Carl, and I were there to brace the fall, and we caught her.
What these guys did and were able to jump in and help for this family makes me extremely proud of all of our field workers.
She didn't have much time left.
It was about 4 minutes later, and that building was completely inundated with flames. So, yeah, she didn't have much time.
I'm just so happy we saw her in the window, because I don't know what would have happened if she wasn't in the window.
That homeowner is now at Maine Medical Center being treated for burns to her feet and legs. The hospital says she's in fair condition.
The Maine Department of Transportation announced the launch of a workforce transportation pilot program. The initiative is part of Governor Mills' Maine Jobs and Recovery Plan. The $5 million program will provide competitive grants of up to $750,000 to local and regional partnerships as a way to connect workers and employers through ride-sharing, van pools, and other subsidized transit options. This comes as the Commissioner of the Maine Department of Transportation, Bruce Van Note, says many people in Maine are struggling to connect with available employment opportunities. And coming up next on Good Morning Maine, many Americans are currently dealing with student loan debt. Borrowers in the state of Maine have racked up over $6 billion worth of debt, but now officials are warning about scammers. We'll talk more about that on the other side. Here's a quick look at your forecast. A high of 63 degrees, partially sunny today, better than partially cloudy if you're looking at the glass half full. Tonight, scattered showers be moving in with temperatures dropping down to the low 50s. And tomorrow, a slight chance of rain for our Saturday, but temps are back up in the mid-70s for the weekend.
This morning, Lance Bass, exclusive, opens up about a personal health issue, how it's changed him, how he's living with it, and thriving. The exclusive, Lance Bass, this morning on Good Morning America.
Looking to haul a new piece of equipment? Homeowners or commercial, Coops Truck and Equipment has the right trailer for you. Coops is the largest dealer of truck flatbeds and hauler bodies in this state and can replace any old rusty bed or outfit any new truck. Our full-service facility can modify all truck and trailers with steel and aluminum fabricators on duty. We are your go-to place for CM truck bodies, H&H trailers, and load trail trailers. For trailers, truck bodies, truck outfitting, and more, it's Coops.
At Firehouse Subs, a portion of every purchase helps provide life-saving equipment to first responders. Every sub makes a difference, so we make our subs differently. Like our new Everything Hook and Ladder. Firehouse Subs. Enjoy more subs. Save more lives.
Name a reason a woman might marry a dumb guy.
He's probably good in bed.
Family Feud. Weekdays at 10 on ABC 7.
This week on the People's Court, a vacation gone wrong.
She started screaming, "Get out, get out. I feel threatened. I'm calling the cops."
What ended up happening was horrible.
Plus, a fishing trip slip up.
You hear a yell, how is it you realize he's fallen in?
All this week at 4 on ABC 7.
The city of Belfast has a new chief of police. Bobby Cormier was recently sworn in for the vacant position. The position was previously held by Deputy Chief Dean Jackson in an interim role. Cormier says he has been a police officer for around 39 years, including experience in Los Angeles, California, 14 years as the police chief in Tilton, New Hampshire, and time as the interim chief in Hartford, Vermont. He says he is looking forward to meeting everyone in the community.
For me, there's no problem, too large or too small. You know, sometimes people are afraid to call about the little things because they think we're too busy. And I'll be honest with you, all those things are important to me.
Cormier was unanimously recommended to the position by a hiring committee that included Belfast first responders and city officials. The Maine Department of Education has removed from its website a video containing an LGBTQ lesson plan for kindergarten students that was the subject of a Republican ad targeting Governor Janet Mills. Now, the ad accused the governor of spending $2.8 million to create, quote, radical school lessons for the youngest children in public schools. The Department of Education quickly removed the video lesson plan after reviewing it, and a spokesperson from Mills said Thursday the governor was not aware of the video and agrees with the Department of Education's decision to remove it. Well, the deadline for student loan repayments is still a few months away, but many borrowers are finding themselves being targeted by scammers. Dylan Holloway spoke with a student loan expert and shares ways that you can avoid becoming the next victim.
Many Americans are currently dealing with student loan debt. Borrowers in the state of Maine have racked up over $6 billion worth of debt, according to WVII managing partner Mary Jo Terry. Currently, the student loan pause has put a freeze on payments until August 31st, but Terry says this has given scammers an opportunity to victimize borrowers.
What we've seen is an uptick in scams requesting information associated with your federal loans that may not be in repayment. Your loans aren't in repayment. Some people have chosen to go into repayment. And so what you're seeing is people are asking for your personal information.
WVII is a national specialty consumer finance lender focusing explicitly on distressed private student loans, according to the company's website. Terry says scammers will call and send emails impersonating lenders to try and fish for sensitive information, such as bank account numbers and credit card information.
We're seeing a lot of things around, let's get your loans charged off, let's get your loans forgiven, give us $3.99, give us your credit card number. And last but not least, one of the oldest scams that's been going on forever is pay me and I'll help you complete federal forms.
Terry says these federal student loan forms should never cost money to fill out. She says scammers prey on the fact that many borrowers aren't fully up to date with how much they owe or who their loan servicer is. According to Terry, many loan servicers have changed within the last 2.5 years. And although scammers are becoming more clever, there are precautions borrowers can take, such as verifying their information on studentaid.gov.
Just take 5 or 10 minutes and be a little proactive. That way, if somebody reaches out to you and starts to ask for information, oh no, I've already taken care of that. There's nothing else that needs to be done. And you're discontinuing this process immediately.
Terry suggests contacting your financial institution, credit bureau, and local law enforcement if you believe you've been victimized by a scam. I'm Dylan Holloway reporting for ABC7 and Fox 22.
We are 13 minutes past the top of the hour. After the break, educators came together to network and trade the best practices to continue teaching students. Coverage from Augusta coming up. Plus, we have an exclusive look at one of the border's most unrelenting territories. We'll be right back.
Hey Bangor residents, the City of Bangor is offering up to $2,000 in grants for income-eligible single-family homeowners if you install a new Fujitsu heat pump in your home. And Valley Home Services is an authorized Fujitsu installer. Up to $2,000. Combine that grant with rebates from Efficiency Maine, and you could have a new Fujitsu heat pump installed by Valley Home Services at little to no cost. Don't miss this incredible offer, Bangor. Call Valley Home Services today to see if you qualify.
Saliba's Rug Cleaners in Bangor is the best and only spot you should go to for your rug cleanings. Serving Maine for more than 70 years, we care about your rugs. Clean rugs last longer, and our family takes pride in being the professionals that you can trust. Our cleaning process consists of soaking your rug in a bath, shampooing, rinsing, and drying in a humidity-controlled dry room, making sure no detail is overlooked. Need a repair? We fully service every type of rug for you. Saliba's Rug Cleaners.
We care about your rugs.
On the Road, broadcasting the news at 6, live from Belfast, is sponsored by Renew Me, a thoughtful and intentional way to care for yourself. Come and be renewed at our beautiful location on Main Street in Belfast. Home Supply Center, a hardware and houseware store located in the heart of downtown Belfast. We are the problem solvers. Stop in or call today. And Comfort Shoes and More. See us for quality name brand shoes and your perfect fit. Comfort Shoes and More, Newport.
Welcome back. More than 80 teachers came together to discuss financial literary education at the Augusta Civic Center. A.J. Douglas talked to educators who say it's never too early to learn these financial skills.
Well, it's definitely going to be something that they're going to see every day of their lives. It's going to be something that they're going to need to pay bills. They're going to be buying things and purchasing things online.
Educators came together to network and trade best practices to continue teaching students from kindergarten to high school level. The Maine Jumpstart Coalition provides training resources to help maintain statewide teaching requirements. President Mary Dyer says young learners should be exposed to financial literacy concepts.
Delayed gratification, learning about the power of giving, a little introductory lessons around savings and the importance of savings. You can really begin those early lessons as early as kindergarten.
I feel like I need to help build that foundation so when they do get into financial education classes in high school, they have a foundation and they have some of that background knowledge.
Samantha Dross teaches social studies and personal finance to 12th graders at Central Aroostook High School. She says a majority of her students come from low-income families and have little access to financial education.
They move on into getting out of school and on their own, really being able to understand debt and being able to understand their bills and how to get out of debt or not to have it in the first place is a really big challenge for the kids.
She says the best reward is seeing the progress in her students.
I had a student who said, if it wasn't for you the other day, I would not have been able to understand what it meant to take out a loan for a new vehicle. And it's great to hear those things. They're really making connections.
Jumpstart Coalition invites more educators to log on to mejumpstart.org to get access to free teaching resources. In Augusta, A.J. Douglas, ABC 7, Fox 22.
It's just about 49 degrees outside the studio. Let's get a full look at our Friday forecast and a little sneak peek on the weekend. Devin Biggs joins us now.
Alrighty, thank you very much. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Card Enterprises. At Card Enterprises, we specialize in affordable quality vehicles. Financing is available, and we have a full service department. We are the home of the unlimited mileage warranty. Alright, fog is another thing we're watching out for this morning. A few areas are noticing some patchy fog in a few spots. This may make things a little goofy when heading off for work or school this morning, so please be careful with that patchy fog. It will be slow to burn off too, as the clouds will be slow to get out of here. A small cloud advisory was just issued this morning, running through Saturday at about 11 a.m. in some areas and in some other spots, though, expiring by about 11 a.m. or so, as we're keeping an eye on things that it does continue to develop, though, but again, mainly until 11 a.m. or so. But meanwhile, though, watching all this here, tracking off towards the north and east, we have some precipitation moving through recently. Now it's just a fog and a few passing clouds. You might see some sunshine during the afternoon period as we get the system out of here and the clouds will begin to break up. More clouds, more fog possible with more activity just off towards the west. Well, otherwise, though, wave heights are quiet for now in our neck of the woods, only at around 2 feet, but 6 feet farther down toward the south. And these will be increasing with the winds that will begin to pick up rather soon. And some of those winds could get up to around 15, maybe close to 20 miles per hour later on this evening and lasting through the overnight period as well. So we'll have to wait till about tomorrow or so before the ocean begins to calm down. Our average high is 67 degrees. We'll be in the lower 60s today. Now thinking middle 70s on Saturday. This is a pullback from the lower 80s originally, and we're still thinking lower 80s for your Sunday before cooling off a little bit into the upper 60s to lower 70s as we head towards next week. So futurecast again, mostly cloudy. The fog will be getting out of here as well, but sunshine coming out in the late afternoon as well. More fog, more clouds on the way too, as we'll be watching our next little system trying to sneak in here. And as we head towards Saturday night, some showers and thunderstorms will also be possible, so we need to watch out for that, as plenty of rainfall will be on the way for the next few days. We're going to run this all the way through Monday. Some areas can see up to an inch of rain before we're all finished up. So your forecast coming up for today, some morning fog, then decreasing clouds this afternoon. We'll have highs in the lower 60s and a south wind getting up to about 15 miles per hour. Later on tonight, 51 degrees, rain showers, some areas of dense fog yet again. As south wind getting up to about 15 miles per hour. And for tomorrow, scattered showers and thunderstorms, especially later in the day. We'll have highs in the middle 70s and south wind getting up to about 20 miles per hour. Already your Card Enterprises extended forecast storm chances continuing through Sunday. Temperatures in the lower 80s. We dry out on Monday. Mostly cloudy, highs in the lower 70s and upper 60s on Tuesday under a mostly cloudy sky.
G-Force Entertainment, bringing you the best bands to the Bangor Mall.
You've probably seen those ads on TV with the out-of-state 800 number that look like information from Medicare. Some even suggest that your zip code will get you more benefits or even money back. You guessed it, those ads are misleading. So don't call that out-of-state 800 number when your help is right here at home. Do what I did and call the Senior Planning Center. They have trusted professionals all over Maine.
Call the Senior Planning Center at 223-6565. That's 223-6565.
When you're hungry, you're not going to let 5,000 feet of mountain get in your way. And if it tries, that's what our lineup of exceptionally capable, available all-wheel drive SUVs is for. After all, we take this pretty seriously. The SUVs and the dinner. Get 1.9% APR for up to 48 months on the purchase of a new 2022 Sorento.
Michael, we're taking you to the hospital.
Too many traffic fatalities are caused by speeding.
Hang in there, Michael.
Every day, 25 people die from car crashes caused by speeding.
Stay with me, Michael.
Nearly all these fatalities occur on the roads we drive every day to work, school, and shopping.
Michael! Michael!
Every time you speed, you increase the odds that your last ride will be in the back of an ambulance.
G-Force Entertainment, bringing you the best bands to the Bangor Mall.
If you've been injured in an accident, tell them you mean business.
We are 22 minutes past the top of the hour, and I'm Joe Cortez with your National Spotlight. President Biden is making his first trip to Asia since taking office. With the war in Ukraine continuing, the alliance between South Korea and Japan is in focus as the region monitors the ongoing threats from China, Russia, and North Korea. Fox News correspondent Caroline Shively reports from Washington.
On Thursday, President Biden began a 6-day trip to South Korea and Japan to meet with Indo-Pacific leaders about trade and the global economy. But his strongest message may be a warning to China to stay out of Taiwan and not to take cues from its ally, Russia.
We have to stop the Russians in Ukraine by supporting the Ukrainian government to push Russia out so that China doesn't get any ideas about what they can get away with Taiwan.
Taiwan considers itself a sovereign nation, but China views it as a breakaway state. Last year, China increased its combat aircraft flights over Taiwan, then last month held military drills there.
More tough talk, more airspace incursions, more evidence of their utter disregard for the rule of law.
Discussions on North Korea are also on President Biden's agenda as suspected COVID cases there explode and its rogue nuclear program expands. White House officials warn Kim Jong-un may be planning to launch another missile test in the coming days.
We are preparing for all contingencies, including the possibility that such a provocation would occur while we are in Korea or in Japan.
White House officials traveling on Air Force One said President Biden has no plans to meet with China's president on this trip, but the two may talk in the coming weeks. In Washington, Caroline Shively, Fox News.
And we have an exclusive look at the Big Bend sector in Texas. It's one of the border's most unrelenting territories. Despite its massive and dangerous landscape, agents there are battling the human and drug trafficking with fewer resources than ever. Fox News correspondent Bill Malugin is in Eagle Pass, Texas, with the latest.
It's rugged and remote.
104, you copy?
With searing hot temperatures and mountains as far as the eye can see.
You got roads in Mexico, dirt roads that come to right here.
Reminiscent of a Martian landscape, the Big Bend sector in West Texas is the most unforgiving terrain all along the southern border. And we're embedded here exclusively with Texas DPS. On the ground, we're led by Texas DPS Sergeant Jimmy Morris, an expert tracker.
I just don't see him going in the open like that.
He works under the blistering Texas sun to track down illegal immigrants who hope to sneak through without detection.
Folks right here, they don't want to get caught.
He looks for footprints that guide him in the right direction.
Yeah, I got him right here.
After hours of tracking drug smugglers, the trail heats up. We follow Sergeant Morris into the dense brush, where we find bundles of drugs that have been ditched. The smugglers are close. Moments later, with help from CBP officers, the smugglers are found hiding in a nearby bush. They come out one by one. 5 men in total, all placed in handcuffs. A short time later, the rest of the drugs are found nearby. 5 bundles in total. 50 pounds each.
How often do you see this sort of thing out here? 2 weeks ago, sir, we saw it on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and for sure every week.
We also come across the body of a 28-year-old Honduran woman who succumbed to the Big Bend sector's brutal heat, likely after falling behind her group. Tragically, she's one of many.
They just left her.
And that woman's body was found more than 30 miles inland from the U.S.-Mexico border. She was also just hours away from a nearby highway she was likely trying to reach before she died. Reporting in Eagle Pass, Texas, Bill Malugin, Fox News.
And coming up here on the second half of our show, Spectrum has made a donation to the Wabanaki Public Health and Wellness. Details ahead. Plus, we'll take a trip to Tremont as a new type of campground is ready to host for the summer surge. This and more as Good Morning Maine continues.
We all know that movement is like medicine, but getting the movement you need to feel better can be a challenge. Now you can keep fit while you sit with QB, the world's leading compact seated elliptical. QB gives you active sitting, letting you burn calories and keep moving in an easy and low-impact way, all while you work, read, or watch TV.
I think it's really important to get people moving, and QB is an excellent way to start providing non-weight-bearing range of motion for those who have not been using their joints.
QB was named a top 10 gift by Time Magazine and has been featured all over the world with thousands of 5-star reviews.
My QB for me and my family has been a game changer. I feel young again.
QB is a lifesaver for me.
QB has developed a unique, patented technology that fits anywhere. It's whisper quiet. While it works more than half your body's muscle grooves. Experts agree, sitting is the new smoking. Using QB is proven to expend nearly 85% more energy than sitting. The low impact can assist your rehab or physical therapy and keeps you moving for better health. And you can monitor your progress, see your strides, calories burned, and duration of use. Or turn up the resistance. Your QB comes almost completely assembled, and it's perfect if you're just starting on your quest to revitalize, suffer from joint pain, mobility issues, or just want to burn extra calories while comfortably sitting.
The QB is awesome to me.
You just have no excuse not to ride it. And if you ride it, you will, like me, get fit.
The heavens open up. Ooh, here's your answer to your problem.
Join the hundreds of thousands of people moving more with QB. Call to find out how to get your QB with free shipping and a 30-day completely risk-free trial. And for ordering today, you'll also get this QB workout mat free. Now keep fit while you sit with QB.
Order your QB now. Call 1-800-216-9489. That's 1-800-216-9489. Order now.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
It's Friday, May 20th of 2022. Alas, the weekend is upon us. Devin Biggs has your forecast in just a moment. It was on this day in the year 1310. Shoes were made specifically for both the right and left feet for the first time ever. Here's a quote from the 20th century. It was on this day in 1926. Thomas Edison said, "Americans prefer silent movies over talkies." And it was also around 7:40 a.m. on this day in 1927 that Charles Lindbergh took off from New York, headed to Paris aboard the Spirit of St. Louis in the world's first nonstop flight across the Atlantic Ocean. 5 years later, on the same day, Amelia Earhart became the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic. Well, the pop singer known as Cher is 76 years old today. Former Maine Governor John McKernan, 74 today. My apologies. It's also World Pick Strawberries Day. Ooh, strawberries, smoothies, Friday. Maybe get those little cylinders they give at Texas Roadhouse, mix it all together. If you don't have any plans tonight, that's a viable option. Let's turn things over to Devin Biggs. He has another look at our forecast.
Alrighty, thank you very much. Happy Friday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Card Enterprises. At Card Enterprises, we specialize in affordable quality vehicles. Financing is available, and we have a full service department. We are the home with the unlimited mileage warranty. Alrighty, so a little bit of patchy fog concerns that we're keeping an eye on this morning. It's mainly outside our viewing area, but outside these observations, we're noticing some of these areas seeing some reduced visibility. So please be noticeable of that. It's going to be very patchy in nature, while other areas may be clear. Other areas may be noticing some fog. On top of that, though, we have a new small craft advisory that was just issued this morning, running through 11 o'clock in the morning on Saturday because of gusty winds that we'll be watching for. With our next area of low pressure that will begin to move in, and some of these will expire around 8 to 9 a.m. in the morning as we head towards your Saturday. Otherwise, though, we did have rain moving through recently. A lot of that's getting out of here, though. We'll be under a mostly cloudy sky for a while today, but decreasing clouds expected later on as we do get this area of low pressure that will begin to track off from the southwest going toward the north and east. We'll catch a little bit of a break, but a little bit more precipitation and fog will soon be on the way. As for the rest of today, again, we'll be seeing decreasing clouds, but more fog and clouds possibly on the way, and eventually some more rain that will soon be in the forecast. As for the wind, though, it's going to be picking up again, getting up to around 15 miles per hour in a few spots as we get towards Saturday morning. This is why the small craft advisory is in effect. So our early forecast moving forward for the rest of the morning period. Cloudy skies, maybe a few sprinkles early on. Temperatures in the lower 60s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up.
Thanks, Dev. The Cat Ferry service between Bar Harbor and Nova Scotia is officially back up and running. Bar Harbor Chamber of Commerce Executive Director Alf Anderson says the service moved down to the Portland area in 2009, which was disappointing for people in Bar Harbor. Anderson says the Cat leaves from Yarmouth, Nova Scotia at around 9:30 a.m. Atlantic time and from Bar Harbor at 3 p.m. Eastern time. The voyage takes about 3.5 hours each way. He says having convenient transportation for Canadian visitors will help boost Maine's economy.
We definitely get lots of visitors who come in and shop and spend some nights at our hotels and get out on the water, do some activities, and then they spend some time around the rest of the state as well. So it's going to be good for everyone to have that visitation back. And we do know that a lot of folks from here in Maine and around New England love to do sort of the reverse. They come up to Maine, spend a few days, do some hiking and experiences in Acadia National Park, and then they take the ferry up to Nova Scotia and spend some time up there. So it's really just a great way to connect two wonderful vacation destinations.
The ferry runs 4 days a week from now until October 10th, but it will increase to 7 days a week starting later in June until the day after Labor Day. Wabanaki Public Health and Wellness received a donation from Spectrum on Thursday. Since 1996, the nonprofit organization provides services to promote wellness and healing within communities. To help the Wabanaki's mission, Spectrum has donated $1,000 through the company's National Philanthropic Program. This program is known as Spectrum Employee Community Grants. CEO of Wabanaki, along with members of the Bangor City Council, as well as Spectrum officials, gathered at the organization's office to commemorate the donation.
Sometimes when somebody has their first job or a job and they need that work boots or something to start their job the next day, or they've got their first apartment and they need a mattress to start out, something that's good and clean to start out with, an emergency car repair, a tire, and things like that. So we are very grateful for this gift.
Jordan says the organization will be using the donation for the Wabanaki Rising Emergency Assistance Program to help cover unmet needs for those who are struggling. The Eastern Area Agency on Aging has partnered with Shaw's and Humana to collect pet food for their Furry Friends food bank. The agency is primarily asking for wet pet food and cat litter. Donations can be dropped off Saturday at 353 Main Street from 9 a.m. to noon. Executive Director Rebecca Kirk says for some elderly community members, their pet may be their only access to companionship, and saving on the cost of pet food could help them with their own personal food insecurities.
For a lot of us, I think we consider the pet to be a part of our family, but as we age and our other family members go about their way, a pet can become our entire family. And when we can't care for them in the way that we want, it's almost heartbreaking.
For more information about upcoming events and how to donate, log on to eAAA.org. A luxury campground is opening its doors in Tremont. Brooke Riley toured it and shows us what to expect.
A new type of campground is ready to host guests in Tremont.
We've created what we call the village, and we wanted guests to be able to come here and feel like they've gone into a different world.
The village at Acadia Wilderness Lodge is home to 8 yurts, each with a living room, kitchen, bathroom, 2 bedrooms, and a loft, along with a private outdoor area.
We tried to create an environment that's very inviting, very comfortable. Feels like you're connecting with nature, that you're outside, you're outdoors, but you're still comfortable inside.
In the middle of it all is an outdoor space for guests to play lawn games.
Families can get together and play Connect Four and play cornhole and outdoor ping pong.
Kenya Hopkins' mother-in-law, Becky Hopkins, says the land was gifted to her son James from her late father, who told him he could do whatever he wants with it.
James thought about selling it, and then he just couldn't let go. And he said, I want to do something extraordinary with it. And being extraordinary means being able to come home. And so this has allowed him to come home.
The project has been about 4.5 years in the making. Kenya Hopkins says turning the land into the campground did not come without hurdles, as their initial application for more than 100 sites was denied by the town.
We found a way to accommodate tourists, respect Mother Earth, respect nature, and do it in a way that is very considerate to the town.
She says they have more land they would like to utilize, but the request is facing opposition.
We've been working with the town for the entire process, and so we're going to continue to do that. We're going to continue to be gracious to our neighbors, and make sure we listen to concerns from everyone.
Becky Hopkins says their goal is to ultimately give guests a space to enjoy family time.
The hustle and bustle is kind of gone. You can go to Bar Harbor during the day and have fun, and then you come home and just settle in and relax with the kids and have a fire.
The first guests will be checking in on May 27th, and they plan to be open through the fall. In Tremont, Brooke Riley, ABC 7 and Fox 22.
There is currently a 3-night minimum stay, and those interested in booking a trip can visit AcadiaWildernessLodge.com. Still to come here this morning, though, the hometown Bangor Rams have started the season with a 10-1 record. Hear how a senior has been making huge contributions to the team's success. Sports is next with Dave Peck.
I'm 82 years old, and I have collapsed arches, which means the first thing that hits the ground is the bone in my arch. I came to Comfort Shoes 4 years ago because I couldn't walk without pain. And she spent so much time on my feet getting the right shoe, and we finally found the right pair. Once you made these orthotics for me, I have no pain. These are so comfortable. I have no discomfort. I feel like I could go running, and I thank you and Comfort Shoes for that.
With Automower by Husqvarna, who needs you? It's the original yard robot. It goes around your trees and flower beds. It goes up hills up to 30 degrees in grade. Even does narrow areas and walkways. Automower beautifully manicures your lawn automatically. Imagine a lot more mower and a lot less of you. Automower from Husqvarna.
It's replacement window season in America. Many companies sell vinyl windows, but did you know there is a better solution? Renewal by Andersen's Fibrix composite material won't warp or bow over time like vinyl can. It's no wonder our Fibrix windows are replacing vinyl as the better replacement window. So why not save some money this season with Renewal by Andersen? Act now and schedule your free window diagnosis and take advantage of this incredible limited time offer. Renewal by Andersen, the better way to a better window.
Hello, Eastern Maine. Watch You Bet Your Life weekdays at 10 a.m. here on ABC 7.
Good morning, everyone. Well, in Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals, the Celtics jumped out to a big lead early, only to see it dissolve with an ugly third quarter. Game 2, well, helps to have Al Horford and Marcus Smart back in the lineup. After missing Game 1, Smart, with an early impact here, buries the three-pointer from straight away, and there was a lot of that in the first half. Early in the second now, Jason Tatum with a hand in his face basically from the exact same spot. They were 9 for 11 at one point from deep, and they just kept it going. Later in the half, Tatum out in transition here. The pass from Peyton Pritchard. He rises up and throws it down to make it an 11-point lead. Look at that extension and the finish. And then later in the quarter, it's more Tatum here. Little spin move and the step-back jumper. That is good as well. Celtics roll in the second half. That was basically the story. 127-102 is the final. So Game 3 is now set for Saturday at 8:30 back in Boston, all tied at 1 apiece. Now to some baseball here. Bangor has been rolling this year, jumping out to a 10-1 record to start the season, and one senior is making a huge impact for the Rams. Tyler Cruz has more.
All his hard work is hopefully going to reap the rewards.
After just one season of high school baseball, Bangor's Colton Trish knew he would be taking his game to the next level.
It was a pretty early commitment, but I knew it was the right decision.
Trish committed to George Washington University, a D1 program, right before his junior season, after losing his sophomore season to the pandemic.
Just fell in love with the coaching staff. I mean, they're all great guys. Coach Oliveri was the pitching coach at the time. They changed. Coach Kavanaugh is now the pitching coach, but I really fell in love with him. He reached out first to me, and we kind of just started texting from there.
So even though his college decision has been wrapped up for a while, Trish never lost that edge.
Colton is always ready to go, and he wants the baseball, and so, he's important to us. He's important to his teammates.
In fact, the commitment has been one of the driving forces for Colton, both on and off the diamond.
No, it was really just kind of a motivator, honestly, just keep working, because, I know, obviously, I don't have a guaranteed spot there, so it's kind of just working to get to that next level as well as being the best in the high school level as well, too.
Trish is the ace of the staff for the Rams, and he hits leadoff, too. So far, he's been a big part of why Bangor has started the season with a 10-1 record.
He sets the tone for sure, like batting leadoff if he's not pitching. He's always set the tone to getting on base. He's very fast, he can steal, he can hit, plays good defense, but when he's pitching, too, he's almost like a different hitter, I think. He's almost more dialed in. It's crazy.
And his impact off the field is pretty significant as well.
I think he's just a hard worker. He's determined. Just a great kid, more importantly, on and off the field. So we're just lucky to have him, and we're glad he's on our team.
Trish and the Rams are prepping for their biggest game of the year on Friday, hosting also 10-1 Oxford Hills in a battle for first place.
Playing a really good baseball team, and we're a really good baseball team, so I think it'll be a good playoff-like atmosphere under the lights at Mansfield. Two really good teams. I think it should be fun.
Reporting from Bangor, I'm Tyler Cruz, ABC 7, Fox 22 Sports.
All right, thank you, Tyler. So first pitch for that one is scheduled for 7 p.m. Meanwhile, the local collegiate starting nine was back in action on Thursday, with Maine facing Hartford in Game 1 of their final America East Series. Black Bears in an early 4-0 hole here, and it really didn't get much better in the fourth. It's Derek Tenney who takes Trevor Labonte deep to left field. All Scout Knotts can do is watch it fly. 6-0 Hawks lead early. Maine not going quietly, though. 6-3 game. Ryan Terren delivers a 2-out, 2 RBI single. That makes it a 1-run game. And then in the 7th, after Hartford able to extend another 5-run lead, Joe Bramante sends one to deep left center. And this one has the distance over that 370 sign. But the Hawks were able to add one more in the 7th just for kicks as Maine drops Game 1 13-8. Was the final, and first pitch for Game 2 on Friday is scheduled for 1 p.m. Now to some golf here. The NCAA Division I Golf Regional Championships is in the books, and Mainer Caleb Manuel had a strong showing down in New Haven after capturing a share of the Big East tournament for UConn earlier this month. Manuel was in the hunt from the get-go, finishing at 2 under par. He was 8 shots off the lead, and that was good for 15th when it was all said and done. Now, the former Mount Ararat star says he'll rest up a little bit more this summer, but is very happy with his showing against some of the country's top collegiate golfers.
I was really pleased to be, in the hunt and have a chance, even after missing a few putts, to make a birdie on the last few, to have a chance. So yeah, I'm pleased with the way I played this week.
So congrats to Caleb, and we'll certainly hear more from him as the summer rolls in with the Maine Am and some local tournaments as well. Already That's Sports. We'll be right back after the break.
On the Road, broadcasting the news at 6, live from Belfast, is sponsored by Riptide Smoke Shop. Come vibe with the tide, a deal worth the drive. Coastal Auto Parts, your local Napa Auto Parts dealer with 29 locations, owned and operated by a Maine family that cares. And UMaine Summer University. Meet your goals this summer with over 300 online courses. Register today, umaine.edu/summer university.
Selling your home is a big job. You need a team to help pull it off. Real estate is no joke, and these cats ain't laughing.
I think we can get you more for your home.
We just posted your house online and we're already getting great response.
Buy or sell confidently with Mark and Nancy.
Actually, it's Nancy and Mark.
Right, Nancy and Mark Rowe. Experience, personality, results. I'm sold.
Hey Bangor residents, the City of Bangor is offering up to $2,000 in grants for income-eligible single-family homeowners if you install a new Fujitsu heat pump in your home. And Valley Home Services is an authorized Fujitsu installer. Up to $2,000. Combine that grant with rebates from Efficiency Maine, and you could have a new Fujitsu heat pump installed by Valley Home Services at little to no cost. Don't miss this incredible offer, Bangor. Call Valley Home Services today to see if you qualify.
With Friday's business news, here's Leo Jonathan.
Stocks and bond yields continue to fall. The S&P 500 coming close to bear market territory. All three major indexes are down, on track for losses of at least 2.9% this week. Earnings reports from Walmart and Target are adding to concerns. Spirit Airlines board is rejecting JetBlue's takeover bid, backing instead a merger with Frontier Airlines. That deal would create the fifth largest U.S. airline. Spirit shareholders will vote next month. Home prices hit new highs and mortgage rates are surging. Sales of existing homes down for the third straight month in April. Prices up 15% last month, and a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage is above 5% for the first time in more than 10 years. More buyers are now choosing adjustable-rate mortgages. And Ford is recalling 40,000 large SUVs after reports of fires under the hood. The recall includes 2021 Ford Expeditions and Lincoln Navigators. Ford advises owners to park outside. I'm Leo Jonathan with Friday's Business on ABC 7.
Maurice Bernard is one of daytime drama's biggest stars for almost 30 years. He's played a gangster on General Hospital, but these days he also has another calling. He's doing something to help people with mental illness. As George Pinocchio reports, he's been vocal about his own situation for years.
You can go through anything. And even in the moment when you think you can't, what my wife would say to me, you're stronger than you know, honey. It's like you have thoughts just zipping around in your head.
For 30 years, General Hospital icon Maurice Bernard has managed his bipolar disorder with lithium. Early on in his career, he was advised to keep his medical condition to himself. Instead, he went public, in part to help others.
Bipolar, anxiety, depression, whatever it is, it's the unbearable pain that comes. That's why you see people who commit suicide or whatever it is, because they don't want to go through another day of it.
Maurice says you need to keep going because it will pass. When he hears of someone who's committed suicide, most recently Naomi Judd, it hurts.
I always feel like if I could have had a conversation. I'm not saying I could have changed it, but I think that I could have tried and maybe changed their mind.
Maurice says the pandemic has brought more awareness to mental health issues. He knows the value of treatment.
Are you off your meds?
Why is everybody asking me about my meds? It took me 4 months, everything that I've done with mental health, 4 months to see a psychiatrist, and every day I had thoughts of not being here anymore. So it's too long. A day is too long.
Hoping to make a difference, Maurice is now sharing stories and interviewing others on his YouTube channel show, State of Mind with Maurice Bernard.
Most importantly, you have to know it's going to get better.
Maurice is getting positive reaction to his show, and during this Mental Health Awareness Month, it feels pretty good.
You can live a productive life. That's a fact. So I think this month helps that out tremendously, and I won't stop talking about it.
The next episode of State of Mind with Maurice Bernard is about a young man who spent 6 unbearable years in a Thailand prison, wrongfully accused, Maurice says, of drug and murder charges. It'll be up on his YouTube channel on Sunday.
And here's meteorologist Devin Biggs with one last look at our forecast.
Alrighty, thank you very much. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Card Enterprises. At Card Enterprises, we specialize in affordable quality vehicles. Financing is available, and we have a full service department. We are the home of the unlimited mileage warranty. Alrighty, fog is another thing we're watching out for this morning. A few areas are noticing some patchy fog in a few spots. This may make things a little goofy when heading off for work or school this morning, so please be careful with that patchy fog. It will be slow to burn off too, as the clouds will be slow to get out of here. A small cloud advisory was just issued this morning, running through Saturday at about 11 a.m. in some areas, and in some other spots, though, expiring by about 11 a.m. or so, as we're keeping an eye on things that it does continue to develop, though, but again, mainly until 11 a.m. or so. But meanwhile, though, watching all this here, tracking off towards the north and east, we have some precipitation moving through recently. Now it's just a fog and a few passing clouds. You might see some sunshine during the afternoon period as we get the system out of here and the clouds will begin to break up. More clouds, more fog possible, with more activity just off towards the west. Well, otherwise, though, wave heights are quiet for now in our neck of the woods, only at around 2 feet, but 6 feet farther down toward the south. And these will be increasing with the winds that will begin to pick up rather soon. And some of those winds could get up to around 15, maybe close to 20 miles per hour later on this evening and lasting through the overnight period as well. So we'll have to wait till about tomorrow or so before the ocean begins to calm down. Our average high is 67 degrees. We'll be in the lower 60s today. Now thinking middle 70s on Saturday. This is a pullback from the lower 80s originally. And we're still thinking lower 80s for your Sunday before cooling off a little bit into the upper 60s to lower 70s as we head towards next week. So futurecast again, mostly cloudy. The fog will be getting out of here as well, but sunshine coming out in the late afternoon as well. More fog, more clouds on the way too, as we'll be watching our next little system trying to sneak in here. And as we head towards Saturday night, some showers and thunderstorms will also be possible, so we need to watch out for that, as plenty of rainfall will be on the way for the next few days. We're going to run this all the way through Monday. Some areas can see up to an inch of rain before we're all finished up. So your forecast coming up for today, some morning fog, then decreasing clouds this afternoon. We'll have highs in the lower 60s and a south wind getting up to about 15 miles per hour. Later on tonight, 51 degrees, rain showers, some areas of dense fog yet again. As south wind getting up to about 15 miles per hour. And for tomorrow, scattered showers and thunderstorms, especially later in the day. We'll have highs in the middle 70s and south wind getting up to about 20 miles per hour. Already your Card Enterprises extended forecast storm chances continuing through Sunday. Temperatures in the lower 80s. We dry out on Monday. Mostly cloudy, highs in the lower 70s and upper 60s on Tuesday under a mostly cloudy sky.
Sipping on a delicious drink from McDonald's may have you thinking, what makes these drinks just hit different? Don't overthink it. Just enjoy it. It's more than a drink. It's a McDonald's drink.
Right now, get a small slushie for only $2. Enjoy flavors like the new tropical mango or strawberry watermelon. Or you can get any size soft drink for just $1. Only at McDonald's.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
On the Road, broadcasting the news at 6, live from Belfast, is sponsored by Bennett's Gems and Jewelry Belfast, your favorite local jewelry store with main tourmaline, custom jewelry and crystals, collectibles, and great gifts. Colburn Shoe has quality name brands such as Hoka, Birkenstock, Dansko, Sperry, Merrill, and more. Visit America's oldest shoe store. And Griffin's The Other Place, established in 1994, a better flea market where everybody is somebody. Come see us at 368 Augusta Road in Belmont.
Hanks Husqvarna is your full-line Husqvarna dealer with 2 convenient locations. 32 Old State Road in Carmel and 19 Moosehead Trail in Newport. Whether it's tractors and zero turns, chainsaws to trimmers, or pressure washers to battery power, everything is set up, serviced, and ready to go by our certified Husqvarna technician. And all sales are backed by our in-house Husqvarna warranty. For parts, service, or sales, stop in to Hanks Husqvarna, Carmel or Newport.
When Ansley Moore of Better Homes and Gardens wants to know the local forecast, she logs on to foxbangor.com. Ansley has been a realtor since 2013. She works throughout the state of Maine with both buyers and sellers with a focus on the greater Bangor area.
A husband and wife found dead inside their home.
Did this teenager murder his parents to cover up his secret double life? Now, for the first time on television.
Why should we believe you?
2020, tonight on ABC.
You know, we're a country that loves anything with a crispy, crunchy coating. Over the years here in the Test Kitchen, we've breaded everything from chicken and fish to veggies and even French toast. But today, we're going all out by taking one of our favorites to a whole new level. We begin by cutting an avocado in half, removing the pit, and cutting each half into wedges. Then we peel off the skin and toss it with a bit of lime juice. The key here is to start with the perfect avocado, one that's ripe yet not too ripe. We bread these like we would fried chicken, first into some seasoned flour, then into an egg wash, and finally into some seasoned breadcrumbs. Once they're all breaded, we coat them with cooking spray. That'll help them crisp up while they bake. While they're in the oven, we can whip up an easy cilantro sauce to serve with them. Told you it was easy and so different. With each bite, you get the crunch from the breading, followed by the creamy texture of the avocado. Dip, dunk, or spoon some sauce over them for even more goodness. To get the recipe, all you have to do is visit our website and look for crispy avocado wedges. I'm Howard of the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a creamy and crunchy way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
And finally, a baby is born on board a flight. Frontier Airlines announced on social media Wednesday that a passenger heading to Florida on a flight went into labor and gave birth while in the air. Thanks to the help of flight attendant Diana Geraldo, Frontier Captain Chris Nye made arrangements for the flight to be diverted from Orlando to Pensacola. Geraldo was hailed an exemplary and calm, while Nye said the co-pilot and dispatchers also pitched in to make this a smooth delivery. Good Morning America is next on ABC 7. I'm Joe Cortez. The second hour of Good Morning Maine switches over to Fox 22. Have a wonderful day and enjoy the weekend.
Do you own a timeshare? At first, maybe it seemed like a great investment, but then you realized a lot of the promises made to you were simply not true. A little later, you started receiving the monthly maintenance fees and additional associated bills they failed to mention when you signed the agreement. And now their fees keep rising. Your times to actually use the timeshare keep shrinking, and the resort has no interest in letting you out of the agreement. Your vacation dream has turned into a timeshare nightmare. An overwhelming, never-ending financial obligation that will fall on your children after you're gone. And it seems as if there is no way out. Well, here's some great news. There is a way out. The Timeshare Exit Hotline has helped hundreds of people just like you. Desperate people who thought they were stuck in this burden forever. Although most professionals in the timeshare industry are legitimate, there are those that use aggressive, sometimes even misleading sales tactics to try and trick innocent people into signing their lives away. We've heard many stories of people who have been lied to and others who were kept in a room for over 10 hours, not provided water or anything to eat. Pressure